Imagine losing your life savings in a cyber scam. Then the IRS shows up demanding a piece of that money. As King 5 investigator Susanna Frame found, a tax policy change in the first Trump administration is dealing a second blow to scam victims across the country and here in Washington state.
These two are for blood pressure.
When Barb Putnam of Olympia lost her life savings to scammers last year, she also lost her health.
My blood pressure was off the wall. These two are for cholesterol. I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't eating.
There was another consequence Barb didn't expect, getting victimized twice. Once by the criminals, then again by the U.S. government.
This is my 2024 taxes.
Last month, she got hit with a hefty tax bill.
There's not a way to close the door on the trauma and get moved on when you have this tax thing weighing you over here. There's no way to close the door and move on.
In February, we exposed how online scammers posing as tech support last year convinced Barb she'd been hacked and was in big trouble with the government. She needed to sell all her stocks and transfer the money to her bank. In the end, they stole her life savings, $300,000.
Everything shattered. And, with lots of consequences. Thought if I could get ahead of it.
When you sell stocks for a profit, it inflates your income, and the government gets a cut. In this case, it appeared this 73-year-old retired state worker made $243,000, and that came with a tax bill of $30,000 more.
Have you ever made $243,000 in a year?
No. No, never. That's gone. It disappeared. It was stolen. How in the world can I pay this?
100 years ago, Congress passed this bill to help victims of theft. The 1916 new tax code said deductions are allowed when losses are sustained from theft.
Something I'm very proud of. Great for our country, great for the American people. Thank you all.
That all changed in Trump's first term. A major tax overhaul signed in 2017 wiped out tax penalty forgiveness for victims of scams like Barb.
It makes me speechless. I just don't know what to do.
Welcome to the Aging Committee's hearing entitled Fighting Fraud.
Last year, the Senate Committee on Aging authored a report on the fallout. They cited retirees impacted from coast to coast, including an online fraud victim in California owing the IRS $60,000. A man in Pennsylvania caught up in a tech support scam had a $220,000 IRS bill. And a couple in Florida was ripped off, then taxed $800,000.
My report highlighted the crushing financial blow that this law dealt to scam victims, leaving them paying heavy taxes on stolen retirement savings.
The change came at a time when fraud schemes in the U.S. skyrocketed. In 2019, Americans lost nearly $2 billion to scams. Last year, the total was more than 5 times that, at $12.5 billion.
Just been a law-abiding citizen forever. I've just done it the way you're supposed to do it. I've paid my taxes. I've paid all my bills on time. I made a plan to retire. And then the government comes in and says, you owe us.
One recourse for Barb is applying for the IRS program known as Offer in Compromise, where you can try to reduce your bill. To be considered, there's a $205 fee. That's non-refundable.
It's just wrong. No matter which way you go, it's just wrong.
New hope may be on the way for scam victims like Barb. In the last few weeks, this IRS internal memo came out. It says that many scam victims shouldn't have to pay taxes on stolen money. But there's no mention of this on the IRS website. None of the messaging has changed. And when I called the IRS media office, they'd never heard of it. In the newsroom, Susanna Frame, King 5 News.